All right, welcome back. Today, we're going to dive into something really fascinating, a way of looking at consciousness called the architecture of the observer. It's this incredible framework for understanding how we actually experience reality. So let's jump right in.
So let me just start by asking you something. Seriously, take a second and think about it. Who is the you that's hearing my voice? Is it the thoughts bouncing around in your head? Is it your body sitting there? Or all those feelings kind of flowing through you? Just holding that question in your mind is the perfect place to start for everything we're about to get into.
Okay, so here's the first big idea. The whole process, the whole function really kicks off the moment you learn to spot the difference between your ego and yourself. Now I know, they can feel like they're the same thing most of the time, but pulling them apart, that is the absolute first, most crucial step.
And this is where it gets really interesting. Look at how these two parts are defined. The ego, that's the reactive part, right? It's described as this long series of ifs. You know that voice? If I just get this promotion, then I'll finally be secure. Or, if only they hadn't said that to me, then I wouldn't be so upset. It's always conditional. But the self? That's totally different. The self is that quiet, deep part of you that can just watch. It can watch all the drama the ego is kicking up without getting tangled in it. So you can see how this builds, right? Once you start identifying with that quiet self, you unlock this incredible ability to just observe. And this leads to a state that the source material calls turiya, which is this powerful space where your main job is just to be the observer of your own mind.
So what exactly is this turiya thing? Well, it's a state of pure consciousness. It's where you're just watching your own thoughts, your feelings, your sensations. You watch them come up and you watch them go. There's no judgment, no trying to grab onto them or push them away. You're not the thoughts, you are the one watching the thoughts. You become the watcher.
And here is the practical superpower you get from all this. I mean, why does this even matter? Because, and this is so huge, it creates time. So a stimulus happens, right? Someone cuts you off in traffic. Normally, it's stimulus reaction, but here, the observer part of you just sees it. And in that tiny moment of just seeing, a gap is created. A little pocket of time opens up, and in that gap, you're free. You get to choose how you respond. You are officially off autopilot. And that freedom, that little gap of choice, it fundamentally changes your entire experience of reality. You're not just reacting anymore. You start to operate from a completely new perspective, which the source describes as living in the fourth dimension.
Now, get this. We all live in a 3D world, right? But the observer, by creating that gap between what happens and how you react, gains conscious access to the fourth dimension, time itself. You're no longer just getting swept away by the river of time happening to you. It's like you can step out of the current, stand on the riverbank for a second, and consciously decide where you're going to go next.
Okay, now for a really cool way to think about our place in all of this. I want you to imagine the entire universe is this huge, complex 3D model, and within that massive model, every single one of us is operating as our own unique living function.
This quote just nails it. Think of yourself like a piece of software, like a computer program. Your personality, your beliefs, your habits, your knee-jerk reactions, all of that stuff, those are the definitions, the lines of code that are written into your personal function. They're what determine how you run and what kind of output you produce.
And what this means is that personal growth isn't some fuzzy concept. It's literally you becoming the programmer. As you get more aware, as you become the observer, you can go into your own code and consciously start tuning your function. You can debug the old patterns, rewrite the if-then statements, and because of that, you create a totally different, more intentional output for the universe.
All right, let's bring this all home. This last section ties everything together perfectly. It basically describes our whole journey in two big phases. We go from a state of testing to a state of production, and it's all about reaching that incredible flow state.
I love this analogy, it's so good. The idea is that until we've really tuned our function, life kind of keeps us in user testing, you know? We're constantly hitting bugs, we're getting weird emotional error messages, we're being challenged over and over. The goal, the whole point, is to graduate, to get to the production model, where your function, your life, just runs smoothly.
So what is this production model, really? Well, it's the flow state. It's that amazing feeling when you're completely absorbed in what you're doing, totally energized, just firing on all cylinders. When you're in that state, it's like you have a direct, high-speed connection to the production model of the universe itself. You're not a buggy beta version anymore.
And from that place, you can tap into other sources of energy, and maybe most importantly, you can learn how to stay there.
And really, that brings us right to the heart of it all. This entire architecture is about making a shift from being a reactive creature of habit to becoming a conscious creator, the programmer of your own experience. So I guess I'll just leave you with this one thought. Which part of your function are you going to choose to tune today?